this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone. Welcome to the tech zone. We on our tech flow, and it's still a global market in case you didn't know. So many guests, we not trying to impress. Just want to pass off the info. You can do the rest. See, there's no escaping tech. It's part of our lives. Keep every individual connected worldwide. But all this innovation is more than entertainment. It's people like you paving a new way every day. So let your imagination run wild with all the things that you dream about. Cause the tech zone is on now with Paul Amadeus Lane. Blah. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Tech Zone. I am Paul Amadeus Lane, and I am so excited, and I just can't fight it. I done lost control, and I like it. You know why? We are just days away from CES 2019. If anybody knows anything about me, several things I get excited about, and CES is one of them. And we're about to kick off the biggest, the baddest, the best tech event every year in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm so happy to be a part of it again this year. Don't forget, we will be having wall-to-wall coverage from events that are on-site, that are off-site. We'll be broadcasting live from the North Hall to get you all caught up and get you all geeked out about some of the great innovation that is out there. And some of the things that we are chasing when it comes to CES 2. Are we going to hear any, I guess, going-ons or going-outs about the trade war and what's that doing to innovation and tech? Because one thing about businesses, or as we say, businesses, when they are angry about something, they let it be known. And it's going to be a bunch of us media folks there from different media outlets, and we are going to make sure to keep you informed about how they're feeling about this trade war, the tariffs, the taxes that are impacting their business. Now, you didn't really feel it a lot this year after Black Friday. What a lot of the stores and electronic companies did is they made sure they stocked up on a lot of the products before the trade war hit. And now that it's hit and it's in full force, what is going to change? And I'm sure we're going to be chasing that at the Consumer Electronics Show 2019. And remember, who puts on this great event? My good friends over at the Consumer Technology Association. And make sure you go there and you follow them online, CTA Tech. They can keep you up to date on what's going on in the tech world. Great forecast. And if you want to geek out on some numbers and some reports, definitely check that out. And one cool thing that they did this year was, for the first time, it is the first ever CTA 2019 Tech Media Trailblazers. Now, what they did is they honored 17 of the most promising, diverse, talented voices in media that cover a broad base of different topics when it comes to tech. And I'm so happy that they were honored, these newer members of the media, and give them some love. But brother is kind of salty. I am. And I'm going to tell you why coming up later on in the show, because we're going to be joined by one of those media trailblazers and ask them about this honor and some of the things that they're looking forward to when it comes to technology. And remember, you can always connect with me at paulamadeouslane.com. You can hit me up on the Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can check out the show here live, ABC News Radio, KMET, iHeartRadio, and you can subscribe to all the podcasts, because there's some things that I do that's not on live here on the radio, but some really good content I think you will enjoy. Now, before we start our show, sometimes I go nostalgic and everything and tell different stories. I used to use a phrase like, I'm going Cosby when I tell a story, but because of what happened to Bill Cosby and everything, I really don't feel comfortable saying that no more because it probably has a different connotation when I say I'm going to go Cosby and tell a story. Well, let's say I am going to go, who else told a long story? I'm going to go Bunker. I'm going to go Archie Bunker. No, I'm just joking. Well, I am going to go Uncle Jimmy. Everybody has Uncle Jimmy or Uncle James. And let's say he's our fictitious uncle that tells a story. So I'm going to go Uncle Jimmy or Uncle James on you right now. I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues on another show that I do that's entertainment centric. And she was talking about some of the pop culture of 2018 and music. And she started talking about some of the music that she liked during this 2018 year and made an impact. And she asked me, so Paul, what do you like about 2018 music? I was like, I really don't listen to newer artists. I mean, it's not that I have anything against them, but I can't believe, wow, I'm sounding like an old folk right now. They don't make music the way they did back in my days. Now, I'm gonna let you know why I can speak truth to power, and I got papers to talk about it. As you know, I like saying that. As you know, I'm a former musician. I played with some jazz greats, Wayne Henderson, and others, the late great Wayne Henderson and others. So when I say this, I'm saying this because I know from not experience, but experience. The musicality nowadays is few and far between. You have a small group that are doing it well, but the masses, I just don't feel that they're doing it justice. That's why I go to YouTube and check out some of the different independent artists out there that are not getting a lot of fanfare, and they are great musicality writers and so forth. Why am I bringing this up? Yeah, let me try to remember. Yeah, focus, Paul, focus. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because when she and I had this conversation, I was like, I'm old school. I like music out of the 80s, 90s, and some in the 2000s. And that got me thinking about, this debate when it comes to rapping and hip hop, who's the greatest and all this other stuff. Some of the rap songs that we had back then, and Brett, you probably know this too, because you and I are around the same age. They were creative. Now it's just talking about, I want to do this to you, I want to do that to you. I got this money, you want to be with me because I'm this and that and all the other stuff. But back then they were creative, and that got me thinking about some of the legends in rap, like Rakim, like some of the MCs of UTFO, LL Cool J. They were very creative. I was listening to an old song by UTFO, and it was called Lisa Lips. UTFO was produced by the R&B group Full Force. How many of us remember Full Force? Remember Unselfish Lover, Alice? And if you're not familiar with Full Force, well, they're kind of the reason why we had 98 Degrees and all the other boy bands that had to splash several years ago. They were responsible for a lot of those groups. But their song talked about, Lisa Lips talked about this one girl who was, let's say, kind of loose. And normally, if you have a song like that now, fellas and everything are telling them, boy, hey, you better go ahead and hit that too, right? That's kind of like their mindset. But in this song, the way that they wrote it was that they were trying to get their buddy to not get in any trouble with Lisa Lips because she was kind of loose and they didn't want him to have problems. And I was just listening to some of those lyrics the other day, and it got me to thinking, like, wow, these guys back then were very creative. You could tell they took time to tell a story, to really just connect the dots when it comes to songs. And if you get a chance, check out the song Lisa Lips by UTFO. And I don't think there's any foul language or anything in there. They keep it real. One of the parts of the song, one of the rappers was telling his buddy who was trying to get with Lisa Lips, telling her, she does a lot of things, but they did it in a tasteful way that that it didn't kind of degrade women and everything. It was just telling him to have caution, because that girl was poison. Like the way I made that transition to another great group, BBD. Yeah. All right. I just messed you all up talking about things from tech to UTFO to old school rap to Lisa Lips. Yeah. But let me know how you think or how you like that song or some thoughts about it. Connect with me, Paul, AmadeusLane.com. Few days away from what, folks? CES 2018. I am so excited to be there, to be a part of it. I hope you are too, to check out some of our coverage we're going to have there, broadcast and live. So what we're going to do right now, take our first break. I'm going to scare you a little bit about cybersecurity. I'd have brought you up, now I'll bring you down. My next guest is going to join me, is going to talk about their cybersecurity scorecard and how different industries measured up when it comes to cybersecurity. And you're going to be intrigued about one industry that didn't do so well. They was like in the remedial classes. I'm just saying, don't get mad, don't be hating. Don't go to the Twitter and telling me things not to say that, but you know what I mean. So we'll be right back after these messages on the Tech Zone. I'm Paul Amadeus Lane. This is ABC News Radio. We'll be right back.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.